Good afternoon, everyone. I am Dawn Marie Holder, Career Counseling Specialist in the Office of Student Services here at the Keyfield campus. Thank you for joining us again this Wednesday as we engage in a personal branding conversation with three of the members of the Human Resources Management Association of Barbados. We hope to share useful tips for you to consider as young professionals navigating the world of work. Here to share with us today are Miss Alicia Chandler, Miss Carrie-Anne Morris-Searle, and Miss Kim Haynes. And I will share a little about them and then we will get started. So Miss Alicia Chandler is a practicing human resources professional with oversight in Barbados, Grenada, St. Lucia, and Antigua with G4S Secure Solutions, Barbados Limited. She holds a master's in human resource development and performance management from the University of Leicester, a bachelor's of science in sociology from the University of the West Indies Keyfield campus, and is currently pursuing the Society for Human Resource Management Senior Certified Professional designation. Alicia is currently the Vice President of HRMAB. Carrie-Anne, she brings a wealth of business knowledge and over 27 years of experience in the field of human resources at Cable and Wireless Communications. During her career, she has held several roles in the HR function, namely in-country HR business partner, regional HR business partner, and then head of human resources for Cable and Wireless Barbados business, where she provided both strategic guidance and operational support to the managing director and the senior leadership team. She currently holds the role of senior manager, HRSSC and OAS, which provides HR shared services support to 34 markets across the Caribbean, Latin America, and the USA. Miss Kim Haynes, she's the principal consultant of HR Boost Consultancy, which focuses on providing businesses with full or supplemental HR assistance for daily activities or projects. She holds a bachelor's degree in management with psychology and a master's in labor and employment relations. Her favorite quote is, "There is no passion to be found playing small in settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living," from Nelson Mandela. Please do take, before we hand over to Kim, I just ask that you share your questions in the Q&A box, and we will be sure to answer as many of them as we can today. So without further ado, we hand over to Miss Kim Haynes. Thank you for joining us.
As Donry said, my name is Kim Haynes, and my co-host and I are very excited to spend the next 60 minutes with you discussing the topic of personal branding. Now, we're hoping for an interactive session. So as Donry said, we want you to place any comments or questions in the chat box. All right, hopefully we still have some time at the end. We hope to have a short, fun quiz. All right, so let's get started. What is personal branding? I'll be discussing that along with the benefits of personal branding, how to create a personal brand. I'll then move into the summary, and if we can, at the end of everyone's presentation, we'll go ahead and do the quiz. Now, I'll ask you to use the chat here. You will see a slide with a few images. I'm going to ask you to just place in the chat the personal brand or what you perceive these persons to be within the chat. Damarie, I'm going to ask you to read some of those out for me. I'm sure that everybody knows who some of these persons are. In the middle at the top, we have Rihanna, and some may perceive her to be a beauty mogul or into fashion and design and all that. And this is even without even knowing who Rihanna is. So basically, personal branding is the reputation or perceptions persons will have of you. It's created through consistent, authentic, natural behaviors, and it cannot be faked. So when persons interact with you, you want to make sure that you are very consistent, or it will create mistrust in your interactions and their experience with you. All right? So I really want you to start thinking about what is your personal brand. How do you think persons perceive you based on the images that they may see based on maybe your social media posts, whether on Instagram or Facebook, and Snapchat. And if that is consistent with maybe your ideal business partnership or employer, if it matches with what you're trying to portray out there, all right? So personal branding is important to career development since it helps you to define who you are and what you stand for. It is supposed to show your uniqueness, what is awesome about you, and why you would be an asset to an organization or a business asset. Once done well, it would help create influence, trust, credibility, and differentiates you from others. Now, we all know that the internet has changed a lot of how we do things. It changes how we communicate, it changes how we shop, it changes even how we date. And we, very often, if somebody sends us a message, say on Instagram, we would probably go on their Instagram post or profile to see exactly who they are and why they're messaging us. And similarly, businesses will want to know who you are, and they may search you up and they would want to see exactly what image you are portraying up there. So for instance, if you portray a very familiar image, friendly image, persons will most likely be more willing to communicate and do business with you. Do we have any questions so far in the chat box?
No, not as yet.
All right. So as I said, there are a few benefits to personal branding. It really does help you to communicate with persons well and authentically. It makes the communication a lot easier. And really and truly, when you're doing or creating your personal brand, you just want to condense the most positive, your most positive attributes, right? So creating a personal brand, it pretty much involves being self-aware. So you need to understand yourself. You need to know your strengths and your weaknesses, what makes you unique from the others, and then you want to promote those things as positively as possible. And the elements of the personal brand will include things like your body image, your body language, your image, hygiene, your hair, your dress, how you communicate, your credibility. And a lot of the times, persons will use their network to ask about you. So that credibility that you build with others also then transcends into other relationships that your business partner or your potential employer may have. Your social media presence, as well as how you handle difficult situations. I hope the words on this slide is not too small, but creating a personal brand, you can determine your values and your passions. You want to develop and improve your personal image, so you want to be sure that you present yourself well, you speak well, your behavior is conducive to what you want person to perceive of you, as well as your attitude. You want to define your target market. Who's your tribe? Who do you want to be, attracted to you and want to do business with you? Who are your supporters? And then you want to take action. You want to maybe join social groups. You want to join associations like the HRMAB association, and you want to create an online presence and then use those tools to post information on your interest areas. And again, you must be consistent when you do that. So in summary, your personal brand is really to establish what you stand for, and it shows who you are. You need to make sure that you develop self-awareness. You know your target market and your competitors. You want to promote your personal brand every time, so that, sometimes we may talk to someone one day, they may be one way, next day they're another. You're not very sure how to communicate with the person because they keep changing each time. You want to be consistent and promote your brand in every interaction. And then you also want to enhance your brand. All right, so that is my part of the presentation. We'll now move on to Alicia Chandler.
Thank you very much, Kim. Today, as Kim would have mentioned, we are also going to go into social media branding through your personal brand. So your personal brand is what differentiates you from others. Okay, so basically, brand is what others say about you when you're not in the room. How many of you have an Instagram account? How many of you have a Facebook account? And what do you have on it? I'm sure if you take a look and you think about it and you say, I don't think I should have shared these pictures. Remember, once it's out there, it's shared. Once someone can see what you've put up, there's no way really for you to remove it unless you delete it probably the same time. Many persons have apps on their phones where they screenshot. They also can download a program that can, even if you put up WhatsApp statuses, you can download various programs and things that persons would have put up. Okay, so we're on the third slide, which talks about a positive professional digital footprint. And, you know, personal branding, as I said, is the process by which we market others and ourselves to others. And I would have asked you, like, what kind of photos do you have in your IG? What would a potential employer think of your photos? Do you have pictures of you on the beach, lying naked? Do you have pictures, many pictures with you drinking a lot of alcohol, etc.? Not saying that you can't have a social life, but you have to be very cognizant of what you put on the internet. Many of you questioning here, have you ever Googled yourself? What does Google say about you? That is something that you can also look at and just Google yourself and see what pictures come up, what information comes up. As a UE student, you were looking out there, you're trying to complete UE, I'm sure all with honors. You're going to want to go out there and have a job and be able to transition right into a position. You don't want these type of things, you know, employer. We know many employers use the internet, use the social media, and will say, might, you know, think about, okay, do we really want this type of employee who is half naked 24/7 on the internet? These are just some of the things you have to be cognizant of. So as we transition to our next slide, a positive professional digital footprint is what we want to have. Barnett 2010 suggests 5 easy ways to maintain a positive personal brand. Edit your image. You know, sometimes you might have a picture of yourself that, you know, you might have taken a selfie. Try to do a professional photo, especially for your LinkedIn. You know, if you have friends that are into photography, that's a good way that you can try to start to market yourself and start to look a bit more professional as you create that positive professional digital footprint. Consider your purpose online. Is your purpose only to comment negatively on a post? Or do you want positive posts to follow your name? Enhance your online presence. How many of you have a LinkedIn profile? I know we weren't very interactive, but you know, think about that. Do you have a LinkedIn profile? Do you follow persons that share same passions to you in terms of professional footprint? These are some of the things that we want to start to think about and brand yourself. Brand yourself. If you have a passion about recruitment, start to share information about recruitment if this is something that you want to get into when you complete your studies. And remember, as I said, anything set to the public on social media is visible by everyone on the internet. Once it's online, it's out there forever. So you have to be cognizant of that. If you want to, you know, still do your thing, make sure it's private and make sure, for example, your Instagram name is not Alicia Chandler and it's public. If you want to put private things, maybe change it. Maybe, I don't know, iPhone 10 as your Instagram name if you want to have something that persons can't find out, okay, that's Alicia Chandler. Just so if you want to go that way, but you have to remember, you should make sure that you just know anything public on the social media, and we know this, we are living in 2020. Everything that's public is out there for everyone, so you have to be very, very careful about that. Remember those words, positive, professional, digital footprint. Ask yourself, as we transition to our next slide, ask yourself, is this acceptable for your friends and followers to see before posting your content? And white collar crime, everybody knows white collar crime. Once it's out there, everybody sees it, and these are negative things that persons would associate with yourself. Videos of persons, you know, doing lewd things, etc. You just want to not have that type of impact on social media at this present, especially if you're trying to create a positive professional digital footprint. Make sure your privacy settings are correct before posting. If photo statuses, as I said, are set to public, visible by everyone. And how about your LinkedIn? Again, I am going to come back to this. This is one of your professional ways to brand yourself on social media and build an online presence to meet people who share the same passion. Build your LinkedIn. It's your professional digital footprint. Now, how can personal branding benefit you? There are many ways that this can benefit you. You have increased connections and quality of connections. Many of the panelists here can tell you how many opportunities you get when persons see the type of things you post, the positivity that you bring to your professional footprint, and you can get job offers. Trust me, it does happen. It does happen when persons, recruiters out there looking at what you post, looking at your CV, make sure all of your information on LinkedIn is very up to date. This is a way to continue to have your positive professional digital footprint. Collaboration, greater credibility. When persons know who you are, persons have known that you have done certain things, share your milestones online, share some of the things that you are currently doing. You know, if you did a great project at UE, you can post that and let person know, you know, hard work and determination equals success. Here's my team of persons and this is what we did today. You know, share those type of things and start to build that presence. And this, as I said, this is how most employers find you and how jobs can find you. Seek out influencers, follow those of interest, join and follow groups such as HRMAB, follow groups that are along the same passion of you, okay? Online, you may have many like HR, well, I'm gonna obviously go, I'm gonna stay with HR, but you know, all of the HR online groups and stuff, you follow those and you will get some inspiration, and also that will help to build your personal brand online. So again, as I said, you need to manage what you post. I'm sure many times when I've done sessions like this, persons come up to me after and said, wow, I had to go and delete some of the things that I've posted online. I realized every weekend I used to put a bottle of moget drinking or I'm fat and stuff like that. And that's not really who I am. I have my social life, but I'm really into being a positive person. So you have to be very careful what you post. So you want you to post useful content, know your platform, watch your tone, especially when you are responding to others, because persons screen grab so quickly. And you can say, okay, maybe that's not something I should say. Let me delete that. Before you delete it, bam, somebody has already screen grabbed that and posted it all over for everybody to see. I remember that during lockdown, wasn't there some UE underground or something like that? I think they had. And, you know, that's something that, you know, if you were involved in that and your name was attached to it, not good, because everybody could see some of the things that persons may have posted. Doris shaking her head, she knows what I'm talking about. So these are things that, you know, it might be fun at one point, but then when you really think about it, can it impact my personal brand online? You know, tap into the emotions of your followers. Maintain your updated social networks. Make sure you put up your skills, your jobs, your hobbies. And as I said, always try to connect with persons who have similar interests to you. Okay, now, as I said, managing your posts, many persons, I've shared two interesting pictures I saw online, and Kim, you could transition to our next slide, which things like this, I hate my boss. Why would you post that online and have it public that everybody can see? Okay, yes, it might be a situation where you might have a boss you don't like, etc., but don't post it online, because that can have many implications of your relationship with the person, of how you have to now go back and deal with a situation that when it's all over the organization. The other post I saw, you know, why would you share something like that before you even start the job? Well, if I saw this, I'm sure my panelists would say, well, you couldn't really want this job if you're posting something negative like that online. So you have to be very cognizant and be very careful of the things you post. Use common sense when you share. What you put out there becomes a representation of you or your business in the social media landscape. Be proud of who you are and what you represent while staying aware of the image you're crafting as a result. So you have to be careful, but you can also be who you are, but just make sure that you are very careful of some of the things that you post on social media. And especially with this forum, many persons here, everybody's into social media, everybody's in Instagram, not many persons have Facebook as much, but These are all things that, all ways that you can share, and we have to make sure that we are careful of the things that we share. I'm now going to pull up a video for you as I end and wrap up my section of the presentation. I don't know if you have any questions, but we'll leave those to the end of the presentation. So I'm going to pull up a video just for you. It's about 2 minutes or 3 minutes that I would just want you to watch for a couple of seconds. And I hope everybody will be able to, hear the video.
The interview even happens. It is possible, and it's happening to people now who don't even realize it, and in many cases, all because of their social media.
So tonight, Jeff Paul explains what to look for in your own internet presence to help protect you at work.
It's where we share our memories, our photos, and sometimes our opinions. But when it comes to social media, some of us might be sharing too much.
We're not only looking at the types of comments that they're making, we're also looking for spelling, grammar. It's an online resume.
Job recruiter Jolene Risch says when a new applicant comes in, she starts with Google.
Who they are 24 hours a day is important to the company.
She then checks the obvious places: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Risch watches for unprofessional photos, curse words, racist or sexist comments, red flags she says companies want to know about before the candidates walk into the interview.
We're not fishing for bad content.
She's also checking how often they're posting on social media.
You see that someone posts, 3, 4, 5 times a day, you're wondering, well, shouldn't they be working?
But just the opposite is also a red flag.
If I can't find someone at all, I'm wondering, is this person who they really are?
Dallas-based Fortune 500 company Southwest Airlines hired close to 7,000 people last year, and recruiters use social media to find many of them.
Look at your social media from the lens of an employer and say, what would people think about that?
State Farm's new North Texas hub at Richardson saw 2,000 new hires in its first year and still has hundreds of empty desks to fill. The company says it uses Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to engage with potential hires before hiring events.
You should always be prepared and have a proactive approach to make sure you're keeping in mind that the job field is really competitive and you want to make a positive first impression, whether that's in person or online.
Even if your social media footprint isn't so clean, it's not too late to spruce up your online profiles.
Hit delete. Delete is your friend.
UT Dallas social media professor Janet Johnson says what you share becomes your brand.
Do you have a lot of drinking pictures on your profile? Are you cursing on Twitter? Are you complaining about companies? Are you complaining about your boss?
Johnson says if you wouldn't show a picture or recite a post to your boss, it shouldn't be out there.
One tweet can ruin your life.
While deleting old photos and comments will help, Johnson says creating a professional presence on the web will too.
Instead of like cutie-pie@gmail.com, have a name, janetjohnson@gmail.com.
She says changing privacy settings are an option, but if you're questioning a post, it's best not to hit send in the first place.
Data doesn't die. Everyone has a camera phone now that you can easily take a screenshot of anything.
Experts say the other tip is to create a LinkedIn profile or to start making daily posts that are more professional, to put some of those inappropriate posts from the past further down. Doug and Caitlin?
Yeah, 3 people say.
Right, so that was just a I guess, summary of some of the things I would have shared. So just want you to remember how you look and how you speak, how you act is your personal brand. So just remember those things when you're sharing on Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn, etc. Okay, so thank you very much. And we'll see if you have any questions for me at the end.
So today I'm going to give you some very practical tips and bits and pieces of advice in terms of dressing for success. So there's a school of thought that you should dress for your next job. Have you ever wondered what people think of you when you show up for work? Have you ever received a compliment which said, "Oh, Alicia, you look so nice today"? Or has somebody looked at you and didn't really say anything, but you could see that it was a look of disapproval? We are trying to eliminate those looks of disapproval. Depending on your job, how you dress matters immensely. Always aim for a clean cut, tailored, and fitted look.
Nothing short, tight, or revealing should be seen in the workplace. Know the difference between dressing for work versus dressing for a social event. Like I said, be neat, clean, and tidy, and please iron your clothes, have wrinkle-free clothes, especially if you're going to work and even if you're going to be in an online meeting. Think about your day. Think about the meetings that you may have for that particular day. Are you going to be seeing outside customers and vendors? What impression do you want to create to those people? If you want to create a good impression, it's important that you dress the part. Another thing that you can do is take a cue from your executives and other business leaders. How do you see them dressing? Observe your boss and your boss's boss, and that will give you a general idea of what is acceptable in your workplace. Next slide. Your choice of style says a lot about you. It is a visual representation of how you feel about yourself. It tells the world, this is me and this is what I bring to the table. Like I said, people will notice when you are well dressed, but they will also notice when you look frumpy, when you smell offensive, and when you just look, as they say in the Bajan vernacular, pop down. You need to start to build a representation of always looking good and well put together. Being well dressed does not mean you need to break the bank. If you're now starting out in the workplace, you can probably invest in a couple pairs of slacks and a few shirts. It's good to have like the classic fit, classic colors, as opposed to loud things, so that even if you have to wear them once or twice during the week because you're now starting out, that no one will take notice. Someone may not notice that you have worn a black or a brown pants twice, but they will certainly notice when you have worn a red pants or the pink pants a few times during that week. Kim, you are a little ahead. You need to be on slide 24. So there's some dress codes for the office. There are 4 basic dress codes: business formal, business professional, business casual, and casual. Business formal is for the really important meeting. So let's say if you were invited to a board meeting or you needed to do a sales pitch to potential customers, you will really do your best and bring your A game in terms of how you present yourself on that day. Business professional is a step down from business formal, and it's usually your everyday kind of work attire. Business casual, on the other hand, in a couple of years ago, we introduced Dress Down Fridays at the office, where people could be seen wearing their company embedded logo polo shirt, or maybe like a well-tailored Oxford shirt and jeans or slacks or stuff like that. Right? You can progress to the next slide. Okay. Another way to improve your brand at the office is to return all calls and acknowledge your emails. It is proper business etiquette. Not doing it is considered rude. It causes you to miss out on certain business opportunities. It is a common courtesy. Research suggests that people who do not return calls are often considered to be manipulative and controlling. So start to build your brand and make sure that you return calls or you acknowledge emails. And you can determine that you will return all of your calls within a 24-hour time frame, because it helps to build your brand in a very, very positive way. Another thing that you need to do is to bring the charisma. Have you ever interacted with someone and they made you cringe?
Or have you ever interacted with someone and you felt the vibe, you felt the positive energy? When you left them, you felt uplifted. We need to strive to be that way to the people that we interact with. So you need to be high energy, you need to be charming, you need to ask people about themselves. People love to speak about themselves. When you're writing emails, make sure that you are warm and inviting instead of combative and condescending in your tone. Ask your peers something simple like, how are you and your family doing? How was your weekend? That kind of breaks the ice and it helps you to get what you want out of that person, out of that interaction. Bring passion, bring enthusiasm to your conversations. Be positive and optimistic. Be interested. Show self-confidence. And remember to smile like the lady in the picture. It's the best thing you can ever wear. We also thought about giving you 10 tips to build your personal and professional brand. So tip number 1, decide to look your best every day. And I would have said there's a school of thought that it takes 21 days to build a habit. So you can decide to dress your best for 21 days and see what kind of results you get, see what kind of compliments you get, see how you feel about yourself. And then you can make a determination in terms of, should I continue to do this? Or if maybe, hopefully you would want to continue to do it. Be charismatic, be intentional with your interactions with your peers and your colleagues. Number 4 is very important. It is okay to say no, especially when you are now starting out in a particular field. You do not know everything, but we have Google. We have other people in the business who may be able to be our point of reference. So if you don't know, say you don't know, but quickly go find out. Bring your authentic self to your workplace. Remember to be kind to yourself, but also be kind to others. It is also important when you are building your brand that you manage the expectation. If you have a lot of deadlines and you are feeling very, very overwhelmed and you think that you are not able to meet a deadline, it is a good idea to go to your supervisor or go to your manager and say, hey, I'm really having a hard time. I may not be able to complete this by Friday as promised, but I'm certainly going to get it to you by Wednesday. And whatever deadline you set, make sure that you keep that deadline. It is also important to be on time for work, to be on time for business meetings. You can be early or you can be on time, but you should never be late unless there is an emergency, something that you could not avoid. And if you know you're going to be late, it is a good idea to call your supervisor or your manager and let them know that you are going to be late. It is also important to embrace new opportunities. Do not see new work as a big challenge, but actually as an opportunity for you to learn new things and to gain knowledge. Another thing that is very important is embrace feedback. Sometimes feedback may leave you feeling down. Sometimes feedback will build you up and boost you, but embracing feedback allows you to grow and develop and build your brand. Next slide. Something else that you should consider doing is doing an informal survey. Choose a couple of friends or family members or even peers in the office or associations and ask those people, how would they describe you? You can ask them to describe you in a couple of words. You can ask them to describe your sense of style. You can ask them to describe what type of personality they think you have, and be willing to listen to them without any judgment. Don't get defensive about it. Just listen to them and, take it in and see the things that you can improve and the things that you may not want to take in because you just don't agree. But the things that you can improve are the things that you need to work on. All right. Their answers may surprise you. You need to be open and receptive to their feedback. Please do not see it as a personal attack, but actually as an opportunity for you to enhance your sense of style and the way you represent yourself in the workplace and generally. And remember, you're never fully dressed without a smile. Thank you.
Creating a personal brand includes all the below except. Red is self-awareness, yellow is faking it until you make it, blue promoting your strengths, and green is personal image. What is personal branding except? We have 3 answers so far. Come on, you have 1 more. Yes, faking it till you make it. It is not just about, remember you need to read the question well. It says it's creating a personal brand includes all except. It does not include faking it until you make it. All right, let's go. So Ayana, I hope I'm pronouncing your name well. Ayana, you are in front of everybody. Christine is close behind her. We have Sharonelle, Ashley, and Celine. So guys, let's go again for the next question. Get ready. 2 major components of a personal brand are consistency and authenticity is red, good looks and charm is yellow, education and money blue, and Instagram and Facebook. 2 major components of a personal brand. Yes, consistency and authenticity. You got it. Good looks and charm is fine, but you really do need to be consistent and authentic in your behaviors. All right. Ayana, you're still at the top. Christina's coming up. Ashley's moved some and Atoya's moved some, so that's good. Let's go on to the next question. What is personal branding? These are questions. It is a way to make friends is red. Yellow, the process by which we market ourselves to others. Blue, a new form of social media. Green, a way to make money. What is personal branding? You got it. The process by which we market ourselves to others. Everybody, it looks like everybody got that, right? Yes, guys, you were listening. Oh, Christina took over. Let's see if Ayana can come back up. Let's see, the gap is not that far. So let's go on to question 410. Your personal brand is red, your image, yellow, your reputation, blue, your identity, green, all of the above. What is your personal brand? Yes, it is all of the above. Good, you guys are getting it. So let's move quickly on to the next one. See who's, ooh, Christina has a winning streak here. Let's go again. Move a little quickly. Let me see if I can throw some of you guys off. Your personal image is red. Your social media profile, how you are perceived by others is yellow. How you view yourself, blue. A personality test, green. Your personal image is yes, very good. How you are perceived by others. Okay, Sharika moved up. Christina's still at the top and she is on fire. Let's see. Or false. Everyone has a personal brand. This is easy. True or false? True is blue. Right, correct. Everyone does have a personal brand. You do not have to be a celebrity to have a personal brand. Okay. Yes, we have some movement. Ayana is on fire. Christina is at top. Good job, guys. All right. How can you create a personal brand? By posting inappropriate pictures is red. Yellow, contributing in chats relative to your field of interest. Blue, commenting disrespectful words on someone's post. And green, creating a negative image of yourself online. This is easy. How can you create a positive brand? Very good. It looks like we only got 6 answers to that. Be quicker next time, guys. Christina, good job. 8, we got 2 after this. An authentic brand, personal brand can attract people and opportunities that are perfect for you, true or false. Easy. Let's see if we can have some movement on the leaderboard. Very good. An authentic personal brand can attract people and opportunities that are perfect for you. So let's be mindful and intentional on how we create our personal brand online and in person. Christina, yeah, Christina is well ahead. Let's see if we can catch up. Only celebrities can have a personal brand. I kind of gave that answer earlier on. Very good. You guys are quick on this one. Let's see. Christina still, all right. I think this is the last one now. Let's see if anybody can edge Christina. What are the benefits of a personal brand? Creates trust, creates influence, makes you stand out from others. All of the above is green. What are the benefits of a personal brand? Very good. So let's see who's the winner of the Kahoot. Let's see the podium. Oh, Ashley came 3rd. Ayana came 2nd. I feel like this may be, I don't know, Christina. Very good.
So thank you, Kim, Carrie-Anne. Alicia had to leave for another meeting, but I thank you for the information you've shared. And I thank you attendees for your lovely participation. You definitely showed your takeaways as it relates to the information shared today on maintaining your personal brand. You've learned some tips to consider, whether it is that presence online, whether it's the way you dress, or just how you engage someone. Do you give someone a call back? What time does it take for you to do things like that? So you've gained a wealth of information about how you can build, how you can clean up if you need to, and to maintain that personal brand as you transition to the world of work. I just want to let you know we have one more session in the segment coming up next week, Wednesday. And there are also openings. There's also an opportunity for students who are interested in gaining some mentorship as well. And the way that you can sign up for that, you can find that on the app. You can find it in your emails if you're interested in gaining mentorship from key professionals who are members of HRMAB. So I just want to thank Kim. I want to thank Carrie-Anne again. And are there any burning questions before we finish up today? We placed in the chat how you can find HRMAB on Instagram, how you can find OSS on Instagram, so you can learn more about workshops like this one. And our final one in the series for this semester looks at global careers. So we've talked so far about interviews, transitioning to the world, maintaining your personal brand. And next week, we will talk about global careers. So thank you again for joining us. Please complete the evaluation. And if you are interested in benefiting from mentorship, please make sure to sign up. Our mentors are here and they're very keen to connect with you guys. The applications for that, they will close on the 27th of October. All right. So thank you again. And without further ado, we bring everything to an end and we look forward to seeing you next Wednesday at 12.
You're welcome.
And for our winner.
Thank you so much. It was our pleasure. Have a good day, everybody.
Take care. Bye-bye.